So local officials taking this very seriously, and federal officials as well taking this seriously, although we will say that the National Guard, the Marines that we've seen, have been in a part of town by the federal building here in the business district where we saw some chaos earlier in the week. We haven't seen any of those troops in this area. Now, the mayor says she's going to be talking with local law enforcement today to see how they think the curfew went and whether it will be enacted. That was her initial reaction, was that it would maybe last a couple of days, but we're still waiting to get that exact report. So we'll let you know when that decision is made. Now let's check in with Mark Liu. He's at the desk. And Mark, you have a little bit of a closer idea or a look at where this curfew actually was, the parts of downtown affected.
Yeah, that's right. The curfew's since been lifted, as you mentioned, about an hour ago, but it encompassed a very large part of downtown, and it could still continue. I'm also going to tell you about a very serious deadly crime that happened in the middle of that curfew during the curfew hours. Come out to my screen. I'm going to show you right here. So this is downtown LA. The curfew encompassed this area, down the 5, across the 10, up the 110, and it was all of that area. Now, the major protests were happening in these areas over the last couple of days. This curfew ended at 6 a.m., but right at about 3:50 this morning here at 6th and Spring, there was a deadly stabbing during those curfew hours. I want to show you some video. You're looking at the large LAPD presence and this crime scene that's been set up. Call was about 3:50, as I mentioned. 911 calls reported some kind of an assault happening on the sidewalk during the curfew hours. Now, the first arriving Central Division officers from LAPD, they say they found a man on the ground suffering from a wound. LA fire paramedics tried to provide medical aid, but you see that canopy that's been set up. That man's injuries were too severe, and he was pronounced at the scene. Witnesses tell officers this appeared to have started with an argument, a verbal argument, led to a fight. Then that's the only description of this suspect is that it was a man. He took off running. There's no clothing description, and that suspect's still on the loose. Coming back out live here to me. Did it relate to the protests or any of the looting? LAPD says they have no information about that yet, but they are working to continue that investigation.